Someone is muting me in the middle of the session, so please don't mute, okay? Hmm. So let's discuss what is the difference between co-deployment and hub deployment, okay? So we can deploy the MDG system into SAP system in two ways. We have two methods, like one is hub deployment and other is co-deployment. So I'm one more is like cloud ready mode also we have, but mainly we use hub deployment and co-deployment. So what is a hub deployment? So in hub deployment, we have a separate MDG system. Okay, separate system for SAP MDG and separate system for S4HANA or ECC systems. Okay, but in co-deployment, we'll be having the same server for MDG system and the normal ERP system. So we'll in hub deployment, we'll have a different server for MDG system and different server for ERP system. But in co-deployment, we'll deploy the MDG into the same same server where ERP system is deployed. Okay, so what's the difference? So if you have a hub deployment, then whatever the process or whatever the requirements you are doing in the MDG system, that you need to replicate it to the normal ERP system as well. But whereas in co-deployment, no need of replication to ERP system because they both lies in the same server. So let's say I have a hub deployment in my client. So how it will work is, so whenever any new material is created through MDG, then it will be first processed in the MDG system and then through CR. And once that CR is activated, then it will be updated in this MDG system server MM01, like sorry, Mara table. So after that activation, you have to replicate it to the ERP system, that is S4HANA. So let's take. So in our client, normally they are using the ERP system, that is like system. Now in my system, we have the system, this system, right? Um, this client 800 with so this system we have, that is A4H system with client 800. So let's say ERP system is A4H system. Okay. And the MDG system is MD development MD1 system or MDH system. So here in MDG, we have created a material through CR. So once the CR is activated, like approved and activated successfully, then it will be stored in MDH Mara table. Okay. So after this one, we have to replicate this material. So here I have created a material M21. Okay. So that is once the CR is activated successfully, then that M21 will be updated in Mara table in MDH system. Okay. So once that is done, like once the CR is activated, it will directly update in the Mara table in MDH system. But we have to update this master data in normal ERP SAP system as well, right? So for that, we use replication process. So to do this replication, we have options called, for replication we can do it with IDOC processing or file transfer or SUA configuration using SOAP or RFC. Okay, so this is these different types of options we have in like methodologies we have for replication. Okay, so this one I think whoever working on ABAP, they may have knowledge on RFC, remote function call. So using this we can transfer the data between two systems. So what is replication? So let's say here I have some data like in Mara table. I have M21 material. So this is my system MDH, okay? And my other system, that may be SAP system or non-SAP system. Okay, so I want to transfer this data to other system. So to transfer this data from one system to other system, we use the process replication. So if this process is a one-time activity, if it is a one-time activity, then we do migration process. That is one time. So let's say uh, like you are migrating from ECC to S4. So then you will do it in just one time. You will migrate the data just one time. So that we call migration. But in this scenario, so today I have created M21, but tomorrow we may create different material or different vendor or different master data, transaction data, anything. So M22. So this one on that day when it is created and activated successfully, it has to transfer to other SAP systems or non-SAP systems. And next day also the data which has created on that particular day, that has to send it to other systems. So this is replication. So whenever this is nothing but a copy, we are sending a copy of this data to other system. Okay, so this is a continuous process. So that's why we don't use the migration here in the daily uh, scenarios, like where data is getting transferred frequently. Okay, so whenever you are migrating from one system to other system, then we use the migration process. Like let's say you are moving from one house to other house. Okay, so that we call as migration. But you buy stuff like furniture or something like groceries, so that is a daily or a frequent activity, right? So that we can say replication. So if it is a one time or a rare activity, then we call it as migration. And if it is a frequent activity, then we call it as replication. Okay, so in hub deployment, to send the data from ERP system, SAP ERP system to not only SAP ERP system, so from MDG system to any SAP or non-SAP system, if you want to transfer the data, we use the replication. And in hub deployment, we have to replicate, like send the data from MDG to other systems like SAP ERP or SAP CRM, SRM, or non-SAP systems as well. Okay. Whereas in co-deployment, the MDG system and normal ERP system will be in the same server. Okay, so then no need to do the replication here. But if you want to move to other systems like non-SAP systems, then you have to do the replication. Okay, so here co-deployment is nothing but same server for SAP ERP and SAP MDG. Okay, whereas in hub deployment, MDG will be different system, that is maybe MDH, and the ERP system will be different, that may be A4H, like that. Okay, so you understood the difference between hub deployment and co-deployment. So for hub deployment, you need to have a separate server for your MDG system. But in co-deployment, no need of different server. You can just deploy it into the same SAP ERP server. Okay, so that is the difference between hub deployment and co-deployment. Any doubts here? And you can go through the blogs, like what is the um, uh, pros and cons of hub deployment and co-deployment. That theoretical part you can go through blogs, and you can find so many blogs for this one. Okay, so next is, okay, so okay, so in SAP we have the master data, like for MDG we govern the master, these type of master data. Okay, so in that, these three are the main master data in MDG, that is financials, material, supplier and customer. These two comes under same, that is business partner. Okay, and also we have two more in the retail, that is enterprise asset management and retail and fashion management. But most of the MDG, like most of the business, whoever using the MDG, they will be mostly using financials, material and supplier and customer. Okay, so so now we are discussing about material, right? So what is the T code to create the material through normal SAP process?
It's MM01.
MM01.
Okay, so next. Okay, let's go into NWBC. Today, like in the session, in the class, I'll create the first level, single level workflow decision tables. Okay, that already we discussed that one. But if anyone is having doubts, that can be cleared in this session. And we are giving a task to everyone. So just create decision tables for MAT01 in your servers. That I need two level workflow. Okay, so now we are going to create single level workflow decision tables, but the task you will have to do is you have to create the decision tables, like single value decision table, um, user agent and non-user agent decision tables for two level workflow process. Okay, two level, and that's a sequential workflow, not parallel workflow. Okay, so why USMD underscore. Okay, what is the T code to uh, go to rule based workflow configuration?
USMD underscore SSW underscore rule.
Okay. So MAP01. We take other one. Okay, let's do it for other change request type. That is, let's take it from MDG IMG. So now I want to view the change request type. So what I have to go, what's the path I have to use? Is my question clear? Like I want to go to the change request types to view what are all the change request types we have in the system. So what's the path I have to use? Anyone, just
General
anyone.
General setting పోయినాక
process
Hmm?
model.
Process modeling.
Okay.
Change request type.
in request workflows ఉన్నాయి.
Okay. So let's create for MAT02. Okay. So MAT02, this is a change request type for processing of the material. That means changing of the material. Okay. So continue. Here also we have, but let me delete this one. Select all, delete. Okay. So let me add this one again. First, let me save it. Activate. Okay. Now we have to add the step. So here, what's the previous step? You can select it from F4. So we have the steps defined in our system, that is 00, 90, 91, 92, 93, 95, 99. So I am selecting the first processing step, that is 00. Okay, now you can click on the OK button. And here to enter the previous action, you can directly click on these three dots, or else you can click on this drop down button and direct value input. Okay. So here I am going to this one, and previous action also you can take from the F4 button. So previous action is for the starting, it will be empty. So no need of previous action. Okay. So I'll remove this one. Remove the cell value. This will remove the value here. So I'm clicking on the remove cell value and change request priority. No need. And next we have parent step and parallel group that is not needed in the single sequential workflow. Okay, now we need this condition alias. So condition alias, we have to create it. So I am giving, this is a single level approver, right? So I am giving APR1. So AP1, okay. And next is new change request step. So what's the next step? Here you can get, so here now we are doing only single level, right? So from 0 0 I can take this 90, that is for final check I have maintained. So 90. And next we have new CR status. So once I submit my CR, it has to go to specialist one, right? So what's the CR status I want to display to that particular specialist? So we can take from CR status available here. So I want to put this one, final check to be performed. We can create our own CR status as well. So here I have used final check to be performed and clicking on the OK. So my first step is completed. That is, whenever I submit the CR, then it has to go from 0 0 processing to 90 step. And in that 90 step, I just want to make the CR status as final check to be performed. So I maintain this one. Okay. Now I have this step. So in this step, I have maintained the condition alias as AP1. So in this step, where I have to maintain that condition alias, in user agent table or non-user agent table?
User
I have
agent.
maintained. Okay. So that user agent. Sorry. So I have to maintain it in the user agent table. So I have to remove the existing ones. Okay. So here with this insert row, I have to maintain that in the user agent. That is AP1 and the user agent group number I am taking 0 0 1. Okay. Step type, you can take it from the F4 help. So let's see, here we have these step types available. So I want it activate change request. Okay. So why I am putting it is, so I have buttons like activate and reject for step type 8. So here process modeling, workflow, define step type and actions. 8, I have actions, activate and reject. So I want activate button and reject button whenever I send the CR to the specialist one. Okay. So here We have taken 8. Okay. Next is user agent type. So here I want to send it to particular user. So I am taking it US. Okay. So let's put it as AG. That is role. If we want to send it to particular user, then we can maintain the user agent type as US. Here now I have maintained it as role. So I have to give the role here. So I'll give the role which we are using now. PFCG. Star. Okay, I'll give this role only. MDM, whatever roles we have, check. Specialist, any specialist role, like steward role we have. Let's check. Yeah, so here we have the data steward role, that is uh, MDM Steve 09. So this is the latest role. So we have to use the latest one. So I'll take this one and I'll maintain it here. Okay. So this is done. I'm clicking on the activate button. So it will save and activate this one. And next. So now I have shown you what are all the actions I have for my step right? Type, right? So here in the next one, I have to maintain what what the system has to take in the 90 step. Okay, so the previous step will be 90 here. Okay, and the previous action. So here we have to give the action. So now we have for 90 we have two actions. That is, one is activate and other is reject. So we have to maintain the conditions for two scenarios, like what the system has to take the next step if the previous, like if the action is activate, and also if the what step it has to take for the action reject. So first let's do it for activate. So activate button. Okay. Next, priority and reason not required. And next is condition alias. So here in the condition alias, if it is, let's say if it is approved, it has to be in completed state. So no need of any user. So I'm just putting it as 1. Or yeah, 1 is fine. And the next step is, if it is activated, next step is activation 91. And then CR status. CR status, we can put anything. Change it, let's put it as changes to be executed or final check to be performed. Yeah. Okay. So we have to maintain this condition alias in the non-user agent decision table. So first save this one. Remove this. Okay, we already have this, so let's keep it. Just I'll go here. And here for this one, activation process pattern, you can select from the drop down whatever we have. So you can select based on your need. So for now, we want to, once the activation is done, we want to bypass the time we want to activate that record. So we are using activate bypass. Okay. So okay. And activate. Need to save again. Okay, so the next is activate is done. So what's the next step? What if it is rejected? Okay, so in the 90 step, if it is rejected, we have to put that button, reject button, in the previous action. And the condition alias. Okay, so I think that one we maintained one. This one, in that we maintained one, two. So let me put it two. So what's the next step if it is rejected? So it has to go to revise. So it has to go to revision. Okay. So it has to go to revision with new CR status to revise or perform changes. Okay. So this one also, 3, we have to maintain it in the user agent decision table. So here itself we can put. So if here only it is a single level, right? So when the final approver, like when the specialist, so let's say I have submitted the CR and my approver is Pranit. Okay, so when I submitted my CR, it will be routed to Pranit, and Pranit has taken the action as reject. So when he clicks on the reject button, it has to redirect to me only. So here the role I maintained, like the user value I maintained, it is same user value, right? So I can put the condition alias AP1 in the same. Here also I can put the condition alias AP1. Yeah. Here I can put the condition alias, same condition alias I can use. Okay, so I'm putting AP1. Next. So activate. Okay, so activate and reject is done. So next for activation, if it is activate, we have made the new step as 91. So we have to write for 91. Okay, so for 91, the previous step is 91, and here activation we have two scenarios. One is activation successful and one is activation unsuccessful. Okay, someone pinged in the chat. We have to maintain under user agent. No, that is not required. Two, we can maintain it in the non-user agent, because once this activation is done, the next step is just a system step. There no no user has to be involved in that step, right? So we don't need to put it in the user agent group, Srijana.
Okay, got it, Sadhana.
Yeah, okay. So here, activation, the action is successful. Activation successful. So if the activation is successful, what is the next step? And the condition alias. So this is 1, 2, so 3. And here new step. So activation is successful means the CR is completed. So complete. Next new CR status is final activation approved. Final check approved we can put. Okay. So final check approved. Okay. So this one completed. Next, if what if activation is unsuccessful, that condition also we have to maintain. So 91 unsuccessful. So here equals to, right? So we have to put not equals to is not equal to activation successful. Then the new condition alias, let's say 4, and the new change request is it has to route to the user 90 with status process errors after activation. Okay. So why we are doing this is, so the final check approver, that is in this scenario Pranit is the approver. So there are some issues we got while activating, so he has to know that, right? So with the process errors activation status we are rerouting it to Pranit to take the action. Okay. Next is, so activation also successful and unsuccessful scenarios we maintain. So next, for rejection, we are sending it to 95 revision processing. So this step also we have to maintain. So here insert 95 is the previous step. And the action is, okay, so once once it is rejected, it will be routed to the user, right? So they what are the options they have? That is resubmit and withdraw we have. So that we maintain in this one reject. For reject, we have maintained the condition alias AP1. Okay, so here we have to maintain different condition alias. Let's say resubmit 1 or reject 1. We'll put. Okay. So Here in the resubmit, if the user clicks on the, like the requester clicks on the resubmit, what is the condition alias we can put here. So let's maintain 5, and the new change request step is that has to reroute to 90 final check approval, and the status is final check to be performed. Final check to be performed. Okay, so we have to maintain these 3 RJ1, 3, 4, and 5. So here for 5, we can maintain. Here for 5, we can maintain the condition alias we maintained here. So can anyone tell what's the condition alias we can use here?
Is it AP1?
AP1.
Yes, so we can use the same AP1. Because once it is resubmitted, once it is routed to 90, so it has to route to the same specialist with the same buttons, like action buttons, that is activate and reject. So we can use the same condition alias here. Okay, so next, so next is 95 and withdraw. So resubmit or withdraw. So withdraw, and the next action is condition alias. No user is needed here, so we can maintain anything. Let's say 5. So new change request step, that is a revision. And the new CR status. Final check to be performed. So we can put revision. So 92 we are again going to complete it. So we can put, or just to be revised we can put. Okay, so here we have the other step 92. So what should happen at the step 92? So here, if the previous step is 92 revision, then no previous action is required, and the condition alias is also non-user. So here 99 complete, but the change request status is ended with errors. We can, or else activation final check rejected. So let me activate this single value decision table. So now we have AP1, RJ1, and this AP1. So these are the user agent values, and this one 4. So we have to maintain this in the user agent. So RJ1, yeah, 001 is the agent group number, and step type we want resubmit. So I am putting revise change request. Okay, and the user agent type is I'll put initiator, like who has initiated. So I am putting special user here, or else we can use the same. So I'll use the same SAP MDGM. Here it has to route to the initiator only. So init. So save, activate, and other we have. So this one 4. 4 also we can put in the same. This here only we can maintain it. So if you want to add more, here you can create insert include condition you can put. So or AP1 or 4 condition alias. For these two condition alias, this is the user agent group number, step type, and user agent type and user agent value. So like this we can put multiple conditions. Save, activate. Okay. So next non-user agent. So non-user agent we have 2, 3, 5 and 6. So 2 we have just maintained the same. So here 3 we have to maintain, and 5 and 6 we have to maintain. So in the non-user agent, so we have 2 already. So in place of here what we maintained, we need 3, and so we need 3, right? So this one we can maintain, it is 99 complete. So that is 99 complete. Here we have 4 number, we can change it to 3. This one we can change it to 3. And next, and next we have this final check rejected 6. So that is okay, it is 6 only. So that is fine. And this 5 also we need to maintain. So non-user agent 5 rollback change request. This one we have to change it to 5. So 5 activate. Okay. So single value is done. Two, three, four, five, six. We have AP1. This one in the user agent we have AP1 4 and reject. Non-user agent we have 2, 3, 5, 6. Yeah. So we have all the condition alias maintained and all the steps we have maintained. So this is the user agent and non-user agent and the single value decision tables for single one level workflow. So any doubts here? So whenever you are creating any decision tables for the workflow, first you have to keep in your mind what is the previous step for that particular step, and what's the next step, and what are all the actions you need to perform during that step, and based on that actions you have to design your workflow decision table. Okay. So here in this scenario, we have a single level approver. So that is, we can put the action actions like activate, reject, or approve, reject, or anything, whatever we want, and that we have to maintain. And for those two actions, you have to maintain the uh, step in the single value decision table, so that system will understand. Okay, so once the CR is submitted with the material type MAT01, I have to route it to the next step 90, that is the condition alias user or non-user, whoever maintained in the condition alias. And after that, at the 90 step, whatever the status is available in the new step, that step it will show in the CR. Okay, so in the 90 step, what has to done after 90? So user may take the action like activate or reject. So we have to maintain in our decision table what should happen if the user selects the activate button, or what should happen if the user selects the reject button. Okay, so we have to maintain all the possible scenarios for our workflow, and we have to maintain the correct condition alias and user values, and the new step and new CR status. Okay, so any doubts in this?
Sadhna,
Yeah.
when you were doing the first reject, like it will go to
This
the
one?
approved one.
Mm.
Yeah, and if he rejects, it should come back to you, right?
Yes, if he rejects, it has to come back to me only.
Um, can you go to the right? I
Okay.
just want to see, yeah, what you maintained there because I thought you maintained.
RJ1. So is for RJ1 condition alias I maintained, it should route to special user, that is initiator. That
Okay,
means whoever
yeah,
initiates the CR. Yeah. Okay.
yep.
Yeah. So any more doubts? Okay. If no doubt, so just note down the task for tomorrow. That is, you have to design this single value decision table, user agent group decision table, non-user agent decision table for two level sequential workflow. Okay. So you have to create, like design your own single value decision table, user agent decision table, non-user agent decision table for two level sequential workflow. Okay. So any more doubts you have? So tomorrow we'll check everyone's notes. Okay. So you have to write down in your notebooks, and also if you have the server, so everyone can access this T code, so there will be no issues accessing this T code. So you have to maintain, like you have to design your 3 decision tables in your notebooks as well as the in the system. Okay. So tomorrow is only to check the task. No class. Just we'll check the notes. Class, if we have the class or not, we'll decide. But you have first session will be to check the task only. So everyone has to turn on their cameras and show their notebooks, and also they have to share. Like everyone has to share your screen and show the decision tables you created in your own systems. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So any doubts in this, or till like whatever we learned till now?
Hello. Hi.
Yes.
In up in update in up deployment and co-deployment, what will happen if we have like duplicate values? Why? Because there are two servers, right? In hub deployment, so there is a chance of duplication, right?
Okay, so in hub deployment, you are asking what should happen if there are duplicate records, right? Is
Yes.
that your, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah. So whenever you are replicating to any system, first that system will check whether the data is already there in the system or not. So you are passing M21 to, let's take you created a material M21 in MDG system and you are replicating it to ERP system, that is A4H. Okay. So when you are replicating it to A4H, the A4H system will check while updating it in the Mara table. If it is not there, then only it updates. Okay, because material number is the key field in the Mara table. So if that record is already there, then it will not create a new record in the Mara table. Is that
Okay.
clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll get
Material
only
number.
duplicate values in hub deployment, right? Whereas in co-deployment, we won't get any duplicate values, right? Because we are using only one server in co-deployment.
Will not get the duplicates in any deployment, because will replicate the details with the key values.
Okay.
Yeah. So if that material number is not there in that system, then only it will accept. If it is not there, then it will not create any duplicate record. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
Where do we use this hub deployment and where do we use co-deployment?
It's based on the client's need. They can use any of them. So we have pros and cons for hub deployment and co-deployment. So it's totally based on the client. So they can use any of them. So they can deploy their MDG in their own system, or they can use a separate system for MDG based on their application. Like if it is a small business, then they can use co-deployment. If it is a large business, they have like plenty of data to maintain, then they may go with the hub deployment.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? Okay, so let me ask questions for 5 minutes. Okay,
Safna,
next question. Yeah.
yeah,